Hello, everyone. We're apologizing for getting this up a little bit later than we planned to. Um, so, welcome to our first ever launch of our live YouTube series. And my name is Primi Jails. I'm the managing director of Star Results. And today I'm going to deliver you this particular Skillshare workshop, especially around how to still have a life when you're working from home. In this kind of situation, all of us, most of us are working from home. And this creates a little bit, at first it could be very enticing, or because it's something new, but after 3 months confined inside your home and your bedroom is now, like mine, is now your workplace and it's your office, it kind of get a little bit too much. So, but first of all, I would like to say hi to who are the people who are already here and joining this a live session. I see one participant over there. Just checking out as well here. Okay. All right. So this time we're going to talk about the work-life integration, the working from home, because as you can see, I'm also experiencing myself how working from home now. I mean, before, when we are entrepreneurs, usually with co-workings are everywhere, cafes, nice cafes are everywhere. Working from home and not necessarily in an office is not really working from home. We were used to working from basically anywhere we would like to work from, anywhere that's convenient, and that includes probably some cool uh, co-working spaces or business centers, and some even are working from just some nice looking cafe, Instagrammable spots, anything that's convenient and great for us. But now we are forced to stay within our house and work from home, and the only rooms that we see is not always deliver us, that sense of convenience most of the time. And now a lot of people are juggling between, um, okay, do I do work first because that laundry is distracting me, or those dirty dishes is distracting me, or now I need food, and then most people are cooking now at home. So that's kind of something that I think is a big of a struggle nowadays for people who are working from home, and especially because Star Results is dealing with entrepreneurs and people who wants to be entrepreneurs. Those are basically the things that we are going to um, address in this Skillshare. So what I'm going to share with you now is a little bit of an introduction of Start Results. So Start Results is actually an entrepreneurship education and incubation provider. We are based currently in Bali, Indonesia. And our incubation is actually, and also the education around entrepreneurship is actually based on what we called the roadmap that we call the Leaders of Tomorrow e-board. Leaders of Tomorrow is our mother company, and all of the other companies under Leaders of Tomorrow is actually here to serve entrepreneurs and support them along the way in building their business. So later on, I will share the Leaders of Tomorrow e-board in the link of the description, but we're not going to talk too much about this one. So what are actually, I'm going to move on to what actually are the pros and cons, or the plus and minus of working from home. One of the plus value of that is that it actually creates less distraction for you, because you're not actually looking or meeting new people. You can focus on certain things. You can basically have the privacy of your own bedroom and just lock yourself in and really focus on something. And that resulted in a more productive way of doing things, and you become, of course, more productive. And some research even say that we have higher satisfaction rate on the achievement that we made from the working from home process. And it also enables us to just arrange our own schedule, have an independent scheduling. So you don't have to really follow somebody else's rules about when the door needs to be open or when the door needs to be closed or stuff like that. But the cons of for that is that actually we are adding more work hours for people who are working from home. We're actually at least adding 1 to almost 2 hours per day to do work, compared to when we have a certain dedicated space outside of our home to work. And the other one is the inconvenient working time, because now that you have your work literally on your face, in your space, every time, every single day, you kind of have to juggle all the time about, okay, do I stop working now? Do I take my meal now? Or sometimes, you feel like, I mean, it's there. I can do it now because now I have no excuse. I can go live. I can just call people. I can just do presentation even from home. So that makes it very, very inconvenient. And this almost resulted in most people, like, for example, you're eating, having your lunch, but or dinner, but you still have your laptop open and you're still working, and you kind of not able to enjoy your meal like you used to, and really be grateful and be present with what you're doing for yourself when it is time actually for self-care, like having your meal. um, the other challenges in this working from home situation is that you become less connected with others. With the social distancing, you can't really gather in groups. It really creates a challenging situation and environment for people, that now people even sort of like give up to just be in touch with others. And you're now more confined into your work because you can conveniently do it from the safety of your house, or the comfort of your home. And then what's the biggest one that we are going to address actually in this Skillshare workshop is the difficulties around maintaining the work-life balance when you wake up early in the morning and there's your laptop, and then your brain just switch into work mode. So that is also what I experience in my day-to-day life. Um, and it's almost overwhelming for most of us. For me, at least, it was overwhelming that you almost can't really think about yourself, and then you're postponing other things because you're already seeing your laptop is sort of like the work is calling and things like that. So let's discuss about this work-life balance a little bit. So I think this term is widely used, work-life balance. But after working actually remotely or from home for more than 4 years now, well, actually even more, yeah, more than 4 years, I find that work-life balance is not something that you can achieve no matter how hard you try. Um, what could possibly be an option is a new term. It's not actually new, but it's like being pushed out there, hashtag work life integration. So I've been trying to practice this. My team has also been trying. We teach this inside our work environment to our team as well, because most of us are working remotely from home, and we don't necessarily have a work hours or office hours. We even only have like group meeting once a week on Monday, and some businesses also do this, and the rest we do remotely. So probably, I think, let's just think about these two keywords that makes a difference. One is using the word balance, right? and the other one is using the word integration. So, what's the difference between the two, and how is it important for us to still maintain having a life and enjoying a quality time within our own home space without bringing all the work inside? So if you have dictionary, if you're on Google, and you can just Google the definition of these two words, you might find a lot of different and various definition and meaning to those two. But what I'm going to use here is that balance is a situation where all of the different parts are equal in strength and importance. So, balance is a situation in which all of the different parts in your life or in your business are equal in strength and importance. While on the other hand, integration, I'm going to use the definition or meaning bringing together and unifying several aspects to function as one. So the key there is that in balance, you are actually um, putting things in different place, and you need to constantly weighing them and make sure that you put equal importance in each of them. And that's kind of almost like, you're carrying a lot of different things in your hand, and it's almost like hoarding. Everything is important. The more things coming your way, everything is important, and then you have to struggle to keep on balancing everything that comes your way. And that really feels like a lot of hard work, and that's too much, and that can be very, very overwhelming. Integration, on the other hand, is bringing together and unifying several aspects to function as one. I am more thinking of this as, the transformer. There are different parts over there, but then you can combine them together, and that makes it very, very functional, and it's amazing. So, I mean, life is already a complicated thing. So without us trying to function as two different person all the time, right? When you're trying to reach balance, you're sort of like, oh, I have to be strict with my time, and then on the other side, oh, I have to be loose in my time. I have to be flexible one time, and then I have to be very, very disciplined one time. It's almost like, changing from one self to different self in a matter of hours or seconds as you're trying to balance things out. And imagine doing that for years. I mean, that's really exhausting. But when you think about integration, it's kind of um, makes sense. And what I'm practicing, I've been practicing this for over 3 years now. And it actually, at the very first year that I'm trying to juggle the balance, I checked myself into the hospitals every 3 months or so. Everything was too much, overwhelming. And I had no sickness, I had no illness. The diagnosis was just I was exhausted every time. But as I started to practice integration, work life integration, I have been peak performing and productive for, I think, now almost 2 years without really having that issues with health, exhaustion, too tired, don't want to do it anymore, and things like that. Right. So, how can we help you now to integrate your personal and professional life as an entrepreneur? So, what I'm going to do in this life skills session is actually provide you with two things. One, I'm going to give you steps, and then two, I'm going to give you the tool where you can start doing the steps within that tool, so you have everything in one tool only and in one piece of paper. That's very simple and very easy to do. So I'm going to give you one of the steps first, right? Um, there are 6 steps in doing this, in integrating your personal and professional life as an entrepreneur. First is you need to identify what is significant or meaningful for you in the long run. I mean, at the end of the day, what's important for you? What's meaningful for you? What brings meaning to your life, right? what's significant for you. If family is something that is significant, why then are you not even having a time to spare to have quality time with your family? And if creating something is important, why you're not spending time creating something? So that would be something that you can use. I'll guide you through the tools later on. Step number two is that if you have notes, pens, and notes, you can do that as well and take notes. You need to identify what is important for you at the moment. And this you need to connect with the significant and meaningful part of your life. It's almost like an end goal to be able to be this, to grow into this person, and to be remembered as this person at the end of my life. So what can I do now so that I can reach that and become that person later on, and be remembered as that type of person later on? And then number three, step number three is you need to identify what is urgent. These are the things that is really on your face. You need to do them immediately. It's like now, 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 now. And all of these is the things that are very, very urgent. The last three steps are actually just to identify the opposite of this. You need to identify what is not significant or what is not meaningful for you. And of course, after that, you identify what is not important for you at the moment. And then you identify what's actually not urgent. It may seem urgent because somebody tell you to, all right, I need to buy this, this cake now. But it's probably urgent for this person, but not necessarily urgent for you, no matter how urgent it sounds like or it seems like. So I'm going to provide you with a tool. So if you go over to the description, or maybe if one of my team can actually type in the deliverables link, downloadable link to the comment or to the description of this video, it will be very, very good. We call this tool the Star Results UIS Matrix. So the UIS is actually short for significant, urgent, and important. All right. So before I do this, I probably need to make sure that all the audience here are seeing the tools. So yeah. Hey, Rosalind, welcome. Hey, Lota. Nice to see everyone. Let me know in the comments if you have had the tool. So there's the downloadable. So you can download the tool over there. Just click on that link and download so you can see the tool. And I'm just going to take you through the step by step, and you can fill in the tool as we go. Cool. All right, I see the link over there. Coolio. So let's go over the tool. If you see the tool, then at the very top, the significant part, it's almost like a vision. But if you want to make it simple, you can answer this part or fill in this part with the answer to these type of question. Like, for example, why do you do the things that you do now? And who are you doing this for? Or what are you doing this for? And things like, what do you want to achieve within your lifetime? And or what do you want to be known for? What's meaningful for you, right? What brings fulfillment to you? What are the main things, like the that one particular thing that you really, really, really want to do and make an impact about? So that those are the things that you probably want to fill in the significant box. So yeah, you can work on that one. So we're just going to work on the tools right away. And if you're worrying about the prompt questions, don't worry. We're going to give you the link to this particular uh, steps as well, and the prompt questions later on. So the second one is that as you see the tool, there are actually two columns. There's the column of urgent, and there's the column of not urgent. And then there are two rows, the row of important and the row of not important. So the first thing that we need to identify is to identify the very first quadrant in that column, which is the column, the quadrant of urgent and important. I'm going to give you an example of what's important for me, right? I want to be an educator, and I love also public speaking actually, and I love talking to people. I love creating tools and reaching out to people and make sure when I see that people say, oh, okay, I learned something from you and I use the tool and it really works for me. That is something that's really, really meaningful for me. So it is important for me to create a tool that can be used by other people and educational in the intention. But in this kind of situation, when you're working from home, I can't really talk to people or teach in classes and stuff like that. So, but I need to reach people now, especially when I'm in Start Results. We're education platform. So I then identified that probably I can reach people by creating video content, right? So what's the and that's important because I need to consistently reaching out to people. So I put in the important and urgent column, create two educational video content. So those are the things that's very important and urgent for me, so that I can still reach out to people and do something that's very significant for me and meaningful. And also because I'm in business, right? And in this type of situation, I probably need to reach a lot more people. And why not reach to one person that can actually help me to reach more person? So I call them the potential key partners. And this is very urgent for me and important as well. So I put in there connect with two potential key partners, right? So probably also there's something else. Like for example, this is the first week of the month, and usually in my country, the first week of the month is when the bills are due. So I put in there pay bills. So it's not necessarily just work. It's not necessarily just life, right? So both of them, all those aspects are there. Um, and then I move on. We move on to the next part, which is the not urgent column, but still in the important row. So I start to think about it. What are the things that are important but actually can be postponed or scheduled? Like I don't have to do it now. So these are the type of things that you put in this particular quadrant. Like for me, movie night with family. It's very important. My family is very important for me. And I would like to spend some quality time with them. But it doesn't have to be like now. I can schedule it. So I put in there movie night with family. And one of those things, because I have back injury, I need to do Pilates, for example. So I put Pilates as well in the not urgent but important column. So from there, you can move now to the first row of urgent but not important quadrant. So in there for me, it's almost like walking the dog. It's kind of urgent because it's like my dog needs to walk every day, twice a day, and it has to be like on a daily basis. But it is not as important connected to the significance of the things that I want to do or need to do in my life and in my professional life. So I put walk the dog over there. Same thing with buying groceries. So it's kind of urgent. We need things to, be supplies and be in stock. But it is not as important connected to the educational part of me sharing my uh, uh, my values, and my skills to the world. Buying groceries has nothing to do with it. So I put it there as well. So those are the type of things that you put in the urgent but not important quadrant. And then we move on to the next quadrant, which is the not urgent and not important quadrant. So here I put binge reading comic books. I love comic books. And when I start one, I can just like go over and over. It's like my bed will full with these comic books and I'll just keep on reading them and binge reading them. But how are they connected to the educational part and, voicing what I need to voice out there? It's totally not urgent. It's totally not important. So I put it there. And there's drinking parties as well. Well, I drink alcohol, social drinker I am, but at this moment, I mean, there's no social gathering anyway, and it's not urgent, and it is not something that is important, not connected to the significant of my life. So uh, I see Tasha there. Hi, welcome, Tasha. Since I joined the IP, my family complains that I don't spend time with them. Yeah, this actually, we have this a lot in common. When you started to become an entrepreneur, you tend to be too focused on certain things, and then some of the important things sort of like being put behind. But it can actually be scheduled. So back to the tool now, the part that you put in the not urgent and not important. For example, my example will be, binge reading comic books, drinking parties, and one of them I even put like I have the tendency to argue with people, so I put them argue with mom, friend, haters, in-laws, spouse, or business partner. So that's actually not going to help me get wherever I want to be when I keep on spending my time or using my time to do those type of things. So for me, I put them there. But what's important about this UIS matrix is what you do with the things that you put inside each of those quadrants. As you can see, the urgent, important are the things that you need to immediately do. Get them done immediately. And the things that are not urgent but important, start planning them around. Put them in your calendar, put them in your planners, block your time. For example, for me, my time with my family will always be the Sunday. I'll block Sunday and just like, okay, in the morning, I'm going to call my family back home, video call them 1 hour, 2 hour. I don't care. I want to connect with my family. And then in the afternoon, I'll have the afternoon with people, the whole household, and then we'll be like, I don't know, baking bread or watch movies or just singing out loud. But I'm just going to spend really quality time with them. But I plan them, I put them on schedule every Sunday, and so I block that time. So whenever people even ask me, hey, can we meet up on a Sunday this hour, I can just easily say no, because I know I block my time that day for a very important matter, that is to spend time with my family. So that's what I do there. So the not urgent but important, you plan that. And then the third one quadrant is what's urgent but actually not important. These are the things that you need to strategize around delegating them to someone else. Like, for example, if you're a starting entrepreneur and you need to, or if you're already an entrepreneur, it's probably a simpler as uh, example. If you're already an entrepreneur and then you don't really know how to create a big campaign on social media and get people into your website and just design that website and stuff like that, you don't have to spend all of your time in trying to, do that. If you have the resources, delegate that to people who are capable. So these are the type of things that you put in the not in the urgent but not important. But then when things are not urgent, when you realize that they are not urgent and not important, this is the last quadrant, immediately dump them, eliminate them, erase them from your head, from your schedule, and that is it. And that's how you create a work life integration that's actually very, very easy for you, because you have a focus, you stay in your lane, and whether it's work or whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's entertainment, you will be able to then make an easy decision around them and communicate that to your friends, your co-founder, even your family and everyone around you. So, yep, that's actually how you use the start results UIS matrix. So, at this point, I would like to actually go through this and open for a Q&A. We actually scheduled this live session for actually 45 minutes to 60 minutes, and we're halfway there. So, anyone has any questions around the start results UIS matrix and how you utilize that, or just basically things around work life integration and working from home? Any takers? All right. If there's no question, hi, Michael Chen. If you have any questions, or probably even don't be shy, right? It's a live chat, and I mean it's a free platform for you to utilize. You can either ask me questions or connect with everyone who are in the participants list who are here as an attendee. Okay, Lota has a question here. What would you choose to put daily tasks in? So daily task, I would put in the not urgent but important um, uh, quadrant, right? Because that's still important things that you need to do, but they can be planned. So I won't put too much detail in there, but I will create a general line in my UI's matrix to include the daily tasks in, because those are the things that we can actually um, uh, schedule. So anything that you can still plan around, but not really like, oh, all right, you have to make a decision to just like do it now and put everything aside. That should fall in the not urgent and not important. So what you want to see is actually to have things heavy on the not urgent but important part quadrant. When you have a lot of things over there, you can move things from there to the delegate quadrant. Yeah. So you can start making decision. All right, now this week, this part in the plan will move to the urgent and important, or this month it will move to the urgent important, but then this I can start delegating. So you want to see the not urgent important part a little bit bigger than the other quadrants, but you want to. Hi. Oh yeah. Um, Put on paper and review every few days, or writing on technology be better. I do it on the digital part. For every 3 quarters, 3 quarters. Sorry, every quarter I put this every quarter. So I have a UIS matrix for every quarter. The rest of it, I know that it needs to be planned, so I put them directly into my calendar. So those are the type of things. But when I have, like, for example, too full of a schedule, I'll pull this every week. So this can be something that and I can't really spend some time more on the digital. That's very fancy. I just draw this like an urgent important UIs matrix. I put them on a piece of paper because I know the quadrant, and then I just write things down there so that I can have a visual of what's happening inside my head and what are the things that I need to make a decision on. So that's how I do it. I hope that answers the question from why you're still single. I think that's Jennifer, founder of Why Are You Still Single? Thank you for that question. So yeah, so that's how you do it. So you have a general one. So how often can you update your UI's matrix? You don't want to do it too often, all right? Not daily. Weekly is ideal when you really have a lot of things to do, but I would suggest something around monthly and quarterly will be ideal. All right. So that's, I hope, answers Panda's question. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. This is a combination of, for people who probably is watching and not understand the term wheel, in Leaders of Tomorrow group, including in Star Results, we're very heavy on tools. And there's one tool that we use also called the Wheel of Life, where we have 8 categories of life and then we measure things there. So here, the Wheel of Life, you put together in one place and then you decide from week to week, probably, if you want to, you can go week to week and then evaluate what's urgent and important, what's not urgent but important for you moving ahead to plan your decision making. And actually, also, this help with your one other than decision making is also helping you when it comes to um, communicating your boundaries and managing people's expectations of you. So this is very important. People might not know it, but you're making decisions inside your head because you have a visual or you have clear matrix actually that you already have inside your head. So I hope that helps as well. All right. Any more questions? Yes, Jennifer, I agree that using it for weekly tasks, it's a great tip to make long-term goals. Yes, it can be used like widely range when it comes to UI's matrix. You can have a weekly one, or you can have a monthly or a quarterly one, or even for the yearly one, you can have it planned and then break it down with the same tool for the weekly or monthly things to do in a more details. All right. So if there's no more questions or sharing, we're actually approaching the end of this Skillshare, live Skillshare on Facebook. We are very excited about launching this one. And thank you so much for everyone who are here and attending. We have one more question here. Example of how something you eliminated. How did you not feel guilty for letting things go? All right, this is a very good question. Thank you for this. Uh, whew. I'm trying to think of what's the that felt heavy for me to let go, to eliminate at that time. Uh, what was that? Mm, WhatsApp. I'm a very responsive person, very talkative person. I love connecting with people. So I was constantly always on my phone and responding to any WhatsApp message that came my way. But then I started to work on my start results UI matrix, identifying all of the things that I need to identify there. And then I found out that um, social WhatsApping, like, people just like texting you and saying, like, out of the blue, just somebody randomly texts you and, hey, what's up? I see your post. Wow, that's interesting. How are you? Are you married? You have kids? And these type of social WhatsApp message, I tend before I used to just immediately responding, because I want to connect with people. But I noticed that it is actually not important, and it's not actually urgent. So so and then I also have a mini UI matrix when it comes to my WhatsApp messaging. I have WhatsApp actually have three. If you don't already know, WhatsApp actually have a three pinning messages. So those three people or groups that are very important for me, connected to my urgent important things that I need to deal with on a day-to-day basis, I pin those three. So those three are always on the top of my chat list. Even the new chat will not go on top, so I don't have to just like naturally just like reflect, for with a reflex, just go in there and then start responding and typing stuff, right? So I pin over there, and what comes up is always like for start results team group, I pin it over there. For my family, I pin it over there. And my close friends, like very, very dear friends. I pin it over there. Only those three groups. Any new message comes below, right? And so I don't have to respond to that immediately. And maybe I don't even have to respond at all. All right. So, um, for example, those are the type of things that I also do. And it actually saves me a lot of emotional space. I could not believe that actually I was spending a lot of energy actually just responding to people's text messages that leads to nothing. So those are the type of things that I did. One of the examples. So Jennifer, I hope that helps. Yeah, okay. Great. So cool. Yeah, indeed. A lot of WhatsApp, especially when you're entrepreneur and you're connecting, a lot of people put you in groups and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of things there that can be really such a huge distraction. Any more questions? Oh, so cool. 9 people are still here. You guys are great. Yeah, but if there's no more questions, then I'll wrap it up. I have the gifts for you here. One is again the tool that you have the link already that you can download. And then, if you saw earlier, I introduced a little bit about the business stages. Actually, we have an assessment that you can do and have fun with to just assess where actually you are at the currently with the stage of the business. Are you stage one, stage two, stage three, or stage nine even? So have fun with that. The link is also will be shared, so you can have fun with that. My team will send the analysis results to you within the next 48 hours after you submit the assessment. And I think with that, I'm just going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for everyone attending our first ever launch of YouTube live series. I'm Primi Jails from Start Results. And remember, after this, please subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell as well so that you keep on getting notified whenever we have things that coming up with educational videos like this. We also have a what we call the How to Kiss series, where we provide you also with more tools in a more fun way as well in this channel. So yeah, yes, thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and contact us anytime. Um, bye bye. Bye.